Alarms are being raised across board over the resurfacing of criminals who lure unsuspecting passengers into commercial vehicles to rob, assault, or kidnap them in an operation popularly known as One Chance. FCT residents worry that entering a taxi could cost you your valuables, your identity, and even your life. Please watch this. This is the sight at every bus stop at the close of business every day in the nation's capital. People waiting for taxis, every type of taxi, to take them to their destination. This poor transport situation has been the bane of the existence of FCT residents for years, leaving everyone you see here vulnerable to what is now known as One Chance operators. Many of the taxis these residents board are not registered with any transport authorities. Have you ever faced any One Chance operators?
Yes, like 3 times now, from Lugbe to Secretariat. And I have like 2 colleagues who have actually gone through that One Chance stuff, and it's quite dangerous.
The transport situation is becoming worse and worse every day. What we entered yesterday is not where we are entering now. So we don't know how the government will intervene, but we just believe on God, because only God interference can help us in this country.
Despite the lack of public transportation, security agencies continually warn residents against boarding unregistered taxis to protect themselves from these One Chance operators.
One chance of sitting is what is remaining in the vehicle. That is the one chance. And because people will say, check a vehicle. If you see any vehicle, 3 people already, including a woman, because now they operate with 2 women, including a woman sitting at the back, 3 people already at the back, 2 people are in front. Don't enter. Because it's only one chance that remains, and you are the one chance that is remaining. You understand me? Don't enter. Because if you see a taxi, you will know. They have defective plate numbers. If you check the plate number of those One Chance operators, you see their plate numbers are defective. You cannot easily read it. To open their door, you will see the doors can only be opened from inside, not outside. You understand? And many of them are now maybe golf, some of these small vehicles, they use rubber tint to tint the glasses. After operation, they can remove the tint. In the morning, they will put it back because it's rubber. So all these things, what we said, look out for it.
One Chance is not like kidnapping. And like I said, One Chance is what we can easily control. I don't subscribe to the fact that people blame security operatives for One Chance. We need to blame people who are not patient enough to board vehicles. There's no city in Nigeria, there's no big community in Nigeria that doesn't have a registered park. But people take things for granted. They don't want to go to park. We are so lazy to cross pedestrian bridges. We don't do it because we are lazy. And we take things for granted because what happens? No. We violate certain things at our own detriment. You don't need to stand by the roadside and flag down a vehicle, or marked vehicle. You flag down the vehicle, you see, as a young lady, you see almost 4 guys in this vehicle. You are the only female passenger in this vehicle. Yet you don't care. You join them to go. One Chance operators, they just watch you. They don't carry arms. It's very rare they carry arms.
In Abuja, the notorious crime called One Chance has brought so much pain to residents. Criminals posing as commercial drivers, robbing passengers before dumping them on the side of the road. And these days, the robbery doesn't end there. It becomes a high-speed trap where your very identity can be hijacked. Once inside the taxis, victims are held captive long enough for the gang to force them to unlock their phones, and then, using Nigeria's instant loan apps, the criminals take loans in the victims' names. Last year, we spoke to some victims still traumatized by their ordeal.
I shouted from the road where I was, Area 8, and the car was actually about moving before I shouted, and they stopped. So I ran to the vehicle. I said Area 8 again. They said, "You have change?" I said, "Yes, I have 500 naira." It's okay, enter. So there was a guy sitting close to the passenger side. So as soon as I opened the vehicle and entered, he shifted for me towards the other side. The guy in front came up with a knife, a jackknife, and was coming directly to me as if he was going to stab me on my chest. So I was not shouting. The one who shifted for me now tapped me with a gun and said, "Madam, the only thing that will save you here is cooperation. If you don't cooperate, we'll just kill you and push you out and nobody will know." So at that point, immediately he said that, the one that came with jackknife now tied my face, tied my hand, and they bent me over under the back chair where I was, and they covered me. Both of them covered me, and the vehicle was moving. I didn't know where they were moving to, but they grabbed my bag and my phone, and they started asking me questions, my BVN number, my NIN, my account details, and how many banks do I operate, where do I work, what level am I, and all that.
The things I saw before, they tied our eyes and our hands and overpowered us and started torturing us, beating us up, and asking us to cooperate. They were saying so many things, that if we don't cooperate, that they would send us to Baba, then Baba house, and Baba will use our body for rituals. They will use our organs, stuff like that. So out of fear, we gave them our password and stuff. So they now opened our phone, collected all the whole money in our accounts, in my account. They collected all the whole money in my account and went ahead to borrow loan. And even the loan owner, I didn't even know that they already did that, because I think when they opened my app, they saw my BVN and all. So that was where they got the information from.
At the time, the FCT police insisted that prevention is the first defense.
What we are doing in the rush hour now, we have bus stop policing strategy. The moment people are closing from work, we have our plainclothes operative and patrol team positioned around bus stop. What we want to appeal to people is that they should try as much as possible to use designated bus stops where they bought vehicle. When you see people standing alone looking for fast vehicle, they fall into the hands of these criminals. And this is the challenge we're having.
However, in a city with no clearly marked transport system, how many people know where these designated stops are? Recently, lawyers from the Abuja chapter of the Nigerian Bar Association mourned the death of one of their own, Miss Mediatrix Chigbo. Miss Chigbo, a former treasurer of the Abuja Bar, was killed by suspected criminals who engage in this one-chance crime. Her lifeless body was recovered on January the 7th, 2026, a day after she left her house for work along the Kubwa Expressway. Cases of one-chance robberies have resurfaced in the nation's capital following the Yuletide. These lawyers are taking a walk to the FCT police to call for action to address the situation.
What are we asking for? Law, peace, and law. Can I hear you again? Law, peace, and law. What do we want?
This incident of one chance, the police, we are not going to teach them how to do their job. It is their job to protect lives and properties. And we think that if they do it better, at least we can reduce it to the barest minimum. In just this week, we have had 2 incidents.
What is happening in our transport system in the FCT? This is an urban society, for Christ's sakes, particularly the Federal Capital Territory. And we believe that if the FCT minister decides, all that needs to happen is for that decision to happen. If he decides and wills it, we believe that he will apply the same seriousness with which he tackles other things. We've seen the improvements in the state of roads in the FCT. Can we not have an improvement in security in the FCT?
On the same day that the body of Miss Chigbo was discovered, another body was recovered in another location of the nation's capital. The body is that of a nurse with the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, Miss Chinemerem Chukwumeziem. Questions are asked as to why the security agencies can't trace these perpetrators.
The modus operandi of these people is so basic that I don't know why they are not caught yet. The experience and my interaction with the person that this happened to in December, they took an ATM card and they used a POS to be drawing money from it. That is basic, that is too pedestrian, and I don't know, the money must have gone to an account. So why are the people not apprehended? Who is the owner of that account? Who subscribed for that POS? Those are basic things that could be traced easily. For the money, even if the money had been taken from that account, where was it transferred to? Banks are involved. These are transactions that could be easily traced. So I don't want to say that it begins to have an appearance that it's a security system even in self-compromise, that they don't really want to go to the root of this.
The delegation is received at the headquarters of the FCT Police Command by the current FCT Police Commissioner, who pledges to ensure that justice is served.
We've arrested some of them, so many of them, and we thought that we were getting to the root of it. But it's so unfortunate that of very recent, we lost these vibrant Nigerians in persons of Princess Chibo, and a nurse, Chinemerem. It is so very unfortunate. As painful as it is, we have decided to re-strategize, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that we send them completely out of FCT. We have, on these two cases and many other ones that have been reported, launched very serious investigations headed by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Criminal Investigation Department. And I am sure that by the grace of God, the investigation will lead us to apprehending even much more of those people.
The FCT Police Commissioner, as his predecessors did, is calling on residents of the nation's capital to remain security conscious and vigilant, especially when boarding commercial vehicles. It is pertinent to note, however, that until technology demands more than a 4-digit PIN to open a financial life, and until Abuja commuters have a safe, reliable transport network, stepping into the wrong vehicle could mean you lose more than your valuables. As seen in recent events, you could lose your life.